South Korea was never supposed to become a major weapons exporter. For years, countries bought tanks from Germany, fighter jets from the United States, and artillery from Europe. But now, something is changing. Poland is buying Korean tanks. Korean howitzers are spreading across Europe. And in the Middle East and Southeast Asia, more countries are flying Korean jets. Just a few years ago, this would have sounded impossible because South Korea used to buy weapons from other countries. Now, it is selling them to the world. So what happened? Why is the world suddenly buying Korean weapons? Today, we're going to talk about it. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, Europe was shocked. For decades, many people believed that large wars in Europe were over. But suddenly, full-scale war was back. Tanks were moving across borders. Thousands of shells were fired every day. And Europe realized something very fast. It was not ready. One of the most nervous countries was Poland. Poland is close to Russia and it shares a border with Ukraine. If the war grew larger, Poland could be next. So Poland moved fast. It wanted more tanks, more artillery, more fighter jets. But there was a problem. Who could deliver them quickly? At first, the obviously choices were the United States and Germany. But both had limits. The US was already sending huge amounts of weapons to Ukraine. Germany had strong weapons, but production was slow. The Leopard 2 tank is a good example. It is one of the best tanks in the world, but building and delivering large numbers takes time. And Poland did not have time. Then South Korea entered the picture. South Korea has lived under military pressure for decades. Since the Korean War ended, North and South Korea have remained technically at war. That changed how South Korea built its military. The country could not depend only on foreign weapons, so it started building its own. Tanks, missiles, artillery, aircraft, and over time, Korean defense companies become much stronger. Hyundai Rotem built a K2 Black Panther tank. Hanwha Aerospace built a K9 howitzer. KAI developed the FA-50 fighter jets, and LIG Next One focused on missiles and air defense systems. But the real strength was not just the weapons, it was the production system. South Korea built factories and supply chains that could keep running during a crisis. And after the Ukraine war began, that became a huge advantage. Many countries needed time to increase production. South Korea was already producing weapons. That difference mattered a lot. In 2022, Poland signed one of the biggest defense deals in modern European history. The deal included around 1,000 K2 tanks, more than 600 K9 howitzers, and 48 FA-50 fighter jets. The total value was estimated around $22 billion. This was not just another weapons deal. It was a major military buildup. And one question stood out. Why did Poland choose South Korea over Germany? The answer was simple. Speed. Poland did not just want strong weapons. It wanted weapons fast. And South Korea was one of the few countries that could actually deliver quickly. The K9 howitzer was already in mass production. The factories were already running. That meant Korea could ship weapons much faster than many competitors. In a time of war, that matters more than ever. So why are Korean weapons becoming popular? There are three main reasons. First, speed. Modern wars run through huge amounts of equipment. Countries cannot wait 10 years for new weapons. They need them now. And South Korea can build fast. Second, cost. The K2 tank was designed to compete with some of the best tanks in the world, but is often cheaper than many Western competitors. The FA-50 follows the same idea. It's not a stealth fighter like the F-35, but it's cheaper to buy, cheaper to fly, and cheaper to maintain. For many countries, that matters a lot. Third, flexibility. South Korea is more open to local production and technology sharing than many countries. Poland wants to build K2 tanks locally. India already produces the K9 under license. So Korea is not just selling weapons. It is helping countries build their own defense industry, and many governments like that approach. There is another reason Korea is growing fast in the defense market: politics. American weapons are powerful, but they often come with political pressure. Russian weapons face sanctions, and Chinese weapons are difficult for many US allies to buy. South Korea sits somewhere in the middle. It is closely allied with the United States, but many countries still see Korea as a more flexible supplier, especially in the Middle East and Asia. That gives Korea an important advantage. Of course, South Korea still faces challenges. Some key parts and engine technology still depend on foreign suppliers, and keeping up with rising demand will not be easy. But one thing is clear: the global weapons market is changing. Russia is struggling under sanctions. Europe is having trouble increasing production, and the United States is overloaded with demand. Right in the middle of that shift, South Korea is running fast. A country that once bought weapons from others is now becoming one of the world's biggest arms suppliers, and this may only be the beginning. So, what do you think? Can South Korea become a true global defense superpower? Or is this just a short moment created by the Ukrainian war? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.